Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Adam Nixon and welcome back to The Random Meal. I just want to say a real quick thank you to everyone who watched my last video. It's done so well and it's absolutely amazed me that it's got over 30 likes, 200 views on a channel that has 70 subscribers. That's crazy. And today we're going to be doing something slightly not Reading related but lineup related. So I know people like opinions on lineups, music, etc. So we've got the Boardmasters lineup to run through, which was released last night, as well as the Why Not Festival lineup too. They're both owned by the same company, so I thought let's chuck them both into the same video and let's see what they're saying. Okay, let's start off with Boardmasters and let's chat about the headliners. So the Friday headliner is Foals, the Saturday headliner is Gorillaz, and the Sunday headliner is Jorja Smith. And first impressions, there's some great headliners there, but they're a bit of a downgrade from last year. So last year they had the 1975 Kings of Leon and Skepta, and I think all three of those headliners beat this year's headliners in my opinion. The thing that strikes out to me is Jorja Smith closing the festival on Sunday, and don't get me wrong, I think she's a fantastic act, and I really like Jorja Smith, but I wouldn't. She's one of those artists I wouldn't particularly want to see at a festival, especially headline. Especially imagine at Reading, you get the. I mean, it's very different, and I know it is, but you get to the very last headliner and you get, it's the final day, you're ready to go, but you want to see one last thing and it's Jorja Smith. It's a bit of a confusing one for me. Don't get me wrong, people are going to love it, she's going to be great, but for me, not the best, and I'd much prefer to see Skepta from the last year, so it is a downgrade for me. Running through the other two, Gorillaz and Foals, both great bands, great acts. I think so I'm going to look down here occasionally, that's where the lineup is. I think Gorillaz are a great booking, great to see them back on a lineup. I think, one day we'll probably see them at Reading very soon, and the fact that they're about in August is quite cool and quite nice to see them on a lineup. Foals as well, got some great hits, got that fairly recent new album. They'll be great, but compared to the legendary act of Kings of Leon and compared to the 1975, both acts of those headlined Reading not that long ago. Boardmasters booked them, great booking from last year, but cancelled obviously. But yeah, I think Kings of Leon, 1975 and Skepta are far better headliners than the three they've got now. Even Skepta, he's headlining Wireless, it's the biggest grime rap festival in the country. Not the best lineup this year, but Skepta is definitely... Skepta's just amazing, isn't he? For people who love that sort of music, he's just the godfather of grime, isn't he? Oh my god, is that Wiley? He's not the godfather of grime. But anyway, Skepta's a huge act, very looked up to in that world. A lot of people love seeing him, and he would have been great to open the festival in 2020. Obviously cancelled, but they're opening it with Foals, can't go wrong. So yeah, that's my opinion on the headliners. Good, but not great. So let's dig deep into some of the sub-headliners. We've got Sam Fender, surprise, surprise. Sam Fender is at every festival this year, I swear. Apart from Wireless, I'd be concerned if he was at Wireless. But yeah, Sam Fender. They got Mahalia, great act. Jake Bugg, is that? No, Jade Burr, it's not Jake Bugg. Holly Humberston on the Friday as well. A few with some other names, as well. Quite a lot of girls in that second line. Whether that's why they've done that. Andy C, Sonny Fodera. The two of the main names on that dance stage. So again, quite a nice Friday, but doesn't blow me away. Sam Fender obviously being a massive yes. Going into the Saturday, and I think this is quite interesting. They had this in 2020, which I didn't realise when I tweeted it, but they've got Lowell Kana as a sub-headliner, and I think that's a great move. I really like Lowell Kana. His music isn't for everyone. It wasn't for me straight away, but I'm starting to like him the more stuff he's bringing out. Some of his old stuff I'm not a huge fan of. It's probably his best stuff, but for me, not for me particularly. But Lowell Kana is great to have as a sub-headliner because I think it would just be... He's the sort of person we could see next year at Reading Leeds headline that second stage, and I think seeing him as a sub-headliner, especially going into Gorillaz, that's going to be pretty cool, isn't it? But yeah, this festival's a bit all over the place, isn't it? But it's going very similar to Reading in that respect. The Cooks and Becky Hill as well, two great acts. Becky Hill's getting up there, isn't she? But yeah, and the Cooks, great act to book. I think, everyone likes the Cooks. They could be at any festival and then they'll get people buy tickets just because they're there. Some other ones, you've got Ash Nico, Maisie Peters, Young T and Bugsy, and Ocean Wisdom. Ocean Wisdom, I didn't see you there. I like them. Yeah, Ocean Wisdom saying Tom and Jerry, don't they? I really like Ocean Wisdom. So I actually quite like that day, I'll admit. I've kind of changed my opinion. That's not great about doing these videos. I've kind of changed my opinion on this. The Cooks were obviously there last year, as was Sam Fender, but yeah, I quite like that. Crewcast Basement Jacks on the DJ stage. Crewcast are guaranteed. Interesting that Crewcast aren't headlining that stage, and they're headlining it at Reading. So, it's Basement Jacks that's headlining that stage, if that's how it works, or it could be A to Z. I don't know if it is, so that's quite interesting. The fact that they've technically got a bigger headliner on the dance stage in Reading. Yeah, I actually quite like that Saturday. So you've got Ocean Wisdom, Ashniko, Young T and Bugsy, Django, Becky Hill, The Cooks, Laura Khan and Gorillaz. That's quite a solid day, to be fair, and a day that I would quite like to see. Going into the Sunday, we've obviously got the Jorja Smith, but then we're going away from that. We've got Jamie XX, Blossoms and Slow Tie, 3 heavyweights, 3 great, 3 fan favourites. People love Blossoms, people love Slow Tie, people love Jamie XX, and that's going to be a very big crowd pleaser day. Slow Tie's getting bigger and bigger, as I said in my last video. I'm trying to get myself into him because I can understand why people like him. Blossoms as well. They're a fan favourite. They're doing this trial gig on Sunday, so it'd be interesting to see how that goes. What do you think? How do you think it's going to go? Wouldn't it be awful if everyone got COVID who went? I don't want to think about that, but wouldn't that be awful? Because all of these festivals are cancelled. A lot is relying on this, and I don't think people realise. But yeah, it's going to be a little bit mental, as they say. And underneath of those, you've got Bieber Doobie, Arlo Parks, and Maverick Sabre. Again, few good acts there. Bieber Doobie and Arlo Parks, 2 up-and-coming artists, probably going to be quite big in the next few years. Obviously, we've got Bieber Doobie at Reading and Leeds too. And yeah, it's a downgrade, isn't it? Because looking at the last year's lineup, they had Ocean Wisdom and stuff. But on that Sunday last year, closed in 1975, Laurel Kana, Damian Marley, Andy C, Mabel, Frank Carter and the Rattlesnakes, and Pale Waves. That's a downgrade, isn't it? Really. And now we've got Jamie XX, Blossom, Slow Tie, Jorja Smith. There's a lot of good things about this lineup, don't get me wrong. On second look at it, at first I wasn't blown away. Second look at it, there's some good things about this lineup, right? But it's not amazing, and they've definitely downgraded in some areas. I think Frank Carter and Rattlesnakes being recently introduced to them properly by a friend, Ruben, who follows this channel and the pages, and yeah, been quite impressed by them. So yeah, that's a downgrade to not have them. But yeah, it is a downgrade of the festival, but there's some good pluses in there. If you're going, it's got a lot of slate. You'd be happy if you go in. I'd be happy if I was going to see some of those acts, and some of those acts aren't at Reading too. I'd love to see Mahali. I'd love to see Laura Khan. I'd love to see the Cooks again. Gorillaz, Foals. I'd like to see Jorja Smith. Oh, it's a tough one with Jorja Smith, isn't it? I think a lot of people won't be happy headlining. If she was sub-headlining, that'd be huge, but she's not. Blossom, Slow Tie. Obviously, like to see. Slow Tie's going to be at Reading. So yeah, overall, not bad. Downgrading last year, but not a bad festival. Let me know your thoughts. I quite like it. I've said sort of my opinions. Let me have a look and see if there's any smaller names that I've missed. Alfie Templeman, popular. Lucy Spraggan. The Snuts, didn't see them before. The Snuts are a win for me. Quite low down. Quite surprised about that. The Snuts is a win for me. Inhaler as well, popular. Okay. Few decent extra acts there. I'd like to see the Snuts. Surprised they're that low down. I'd probably put them a little bit higher. I'd put them on the 3rd line. I'd put them on the same line as like Young T and Bugsy, Ocean Wisdom and all that. But yeah, the Snuts is a great addition to the lineup after seeing that. And overall, you'd be happy, but it is, as I've said many a time, downgrading last year. So let me jump into Why Not. Okay, so Why Not Festival is now on screen, and I absolutely love this lineup. I think it looks really good, really great, and on first look, I was more impressed by this one than Boardmasters. Although now, I do quite like Boardmasters lineup. After having a nice proper look, that's what's great about these videos. My opinions will change. So the headliners of Why Not Festival are Stereophonics, Bombay Bicycle Club, Blossoms, Manic Street Preachers, Fontaines DC, and DMAs. Again, some great acts there. Bombay Bicycle Club are a win. I think a lot of people would have liked to see them at Reading. Stereophonics as well. All of these acts would be very welcome at Reading. Stereophonics, Man Street Preachers, again, same sort of vibe. Very, very nice headliners. Fontaines DC, a lot of people thought they were going to be at Reading this year. Not there. DMAs and Blossoms, again, fan favourites. I quite like DMAs and Blossoms, probably the most out of those 6. But, again, still trying to broaden my horizons in music and listen to a lot more music, and that's what's great about doing this channel, because I get to expand my people I sort of listen to. So all of these bands I'm definitely going to be checking out very, very soon. Some special guests of James and Levelers. James is quite a big booking. I saw, where was it? There was a festival where he was like sub-headlining or headlining, and I was like, and I had to just double check who that was. So again, a big booking, and a big name that I'd like to see is Circle Waves. Shame they're on the Thursday, otherwise I'd have bought like a Friday ticket and then saw them, because I really like Circle Waves. Haven't managed to see them yet, but yeah, Circle Waves headline that Thursday. If you're going, get the Thursday ticket. It'd be worth it just to see them. And yeah, some other names on there. Jake Bugg, again, be great to see Jake Bugg. I think it's one of those acts that are quite low down. He gets like a little bit low down than he used to. But Reading, he'd be so welcome at Reading, and we might be able to see him one day. Frank Turner, another name there, and some great names on that line below. Pale Waves, very popular. Sundara Karma, worth it just to go see Flame. Although some would argue that's probably not their best song, but I really like Flame. The Sherlocks as well. I'd love to see the Sherlocks, actually. I think they'd be great to see. And yeah, so I think that's quite a strong lineup. Especially if you're into that sort of music. I feel like everyone who likes all that music, let's say they're going to like it all, as opposed to you've got such a mix at Reading, you've got such a mix at Boardmasters. Everyone's going to like that music. If you like those headliners, you're going to like all the rest that's there. Some great, I think they really have done really well with their like sub-headliners. Other big names they've got is the Lathams. They're not a huge name, but I absolutely love the Lathams. I adore the Lathams. And a very new band that I've got into in the last like month or so, going to see them soon. So it'd be great to see them. Lucy Spraggan again, same with that last one. Holly Humberston, the Snuts, low down. Why are the Snuts so low down? Talk to me. They're low down on this. I put them about there on the Reading lineup, and people were saying they should be higher, which I agree with. I totally agree. I can understand why people like the Snuts. Why are people why not on Boardmasters putting them so low? Talk to me. Alfie Templeman's been very popular on the Reading lineup. Same with Blocks. They're both there. Same with Jaws. They're there. Sigala, Nathan Dorr headlining that dance stage. 2 great acts. Sigala's quite a big booking nowadays. And Nathan Dorr as well. He's at Reading, obviously. The Hara from TikTok are there. Zuzu is also there. She supported someone who I went to see a little while ago. Who was it? Was it Bastille? It might have been. And Beans on Toast. You've got a lot of names in there that people are going to like. A couple of the songs, the ratings, that sort of thing. So yeah, I think that's a really great lineup. I actually probably do prefer the Boardmasters now. I've looked at that just because of the range of music. But I think if you're into Why Not music, like I am, you're going to love it all. And some of those names I would like to see on the Reading lineup. I would love to see Circle Waves on the lineup. Any of those headliners. All of the headliners aren't at Reading. Most of those acts at Why Not are not at Reading. Stereophonics aren't, Bombay Bicycle Club aren't, Blossoms aren't, Man Street Preachers aren't, Fontaines DC aren't, DMAs aren't, Jake Bugg, Circle Waves, Pale Waves, Sundara Karma, the Shut. None of them are at Reading. That's bizarre. Okay, so if you want to go see those sort of acts, go to that and go to Reading. You're going to get a huge variety there, and you're going to see loads of acts that you really want to see that this year. I just hope it all goes ahead, and let's hope the trial gig goes well on Sunday. I really hope it does. But yeah, so I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. It's been a little bit different, chatting about different festivals. I've quite enjoyed it, actually. If you'd like to see more other festival content, let me know. But we'll be back with Reading stuff next week. And yeah, so I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. My name has been Adam. Make sure you follow the Roundel Mill on Twitter, Instagram, and now YouTube. And yeah, see you guys in a bit. Take care.